Things to be mindful of. When you fast for 48 hours, you as a human, along with your dog, you increase IGF-1, which is just growth hormone insulin factor per se. And you can go read about that or say, hey, I'd love for you to do some more education on that. What that means is the body Fasting 101. Now, I got asked a fasting question. I'll give you perspective on why I fast, how to fast, and some things to think about when fasting. Couple things. How often do you fast? Fit Bully, World Pet Health, wherever you think I am still. World Pet Health is the future. I fast 2 to 3 days a week depending on the conditions. During the winter time, because we can up the dog's work, I will fast them less. So dogs over the months of December, January, and February, they will objectively eat at least 4 times a week and no more than 6. 5 times bare minimum objectively. And it's every other day. And the only times I go back-to-back days are if they're doing like tons of stuff. And so far, I gotta be honest, they haven't done a ton of stuff. Things to be mindful of. When you fast for 48 hours, you as a human, along with your dog, you increase IGF-1, which is just growth hormone insulin factor per se. And you can go read about that or say, hey, I'd love for you to do some more education on that. What that means is the body gets rid of all the bad stuff. And I mean through fasting, not the IGF-1 stuff. When you fast for 48 hours, the organs get a break. When they get a break, the body goes into repair. When it can repair, it can do what? Replenish. What happens when the body replenishes itself? It restores. When things are restored, you grow. So, hey, do you fast the pups? Yes and no. To be clear, Maestro will have 1 day off for a fact. He is 10 weeks old, I believe, as of this past Friday. And he'll be 11 weeks old this Friday. He will fast once a week. Once a week, bare minimum. Joker will fast once a week with his bad ass. Once a week. All the way until they get to that 9 and 10 months range. And over that time, I'll be playing with their diet, which you guys will get some idea of. But objectively, fasting. Autophagy. The process of cellular cleansing known as autophagy and stems from the Greek word autoself. Autophagy is switched on via nutrient deprivation. During this time, macrophage activity increases. Macrophages engulf and destroy bacteria, viruses, and other foreign substances, but they also ingest worn out or abnormal cells. Do we need to deworm more because we're feeding raw? No. Does the body need time to repair, replenish, restore? Yes. If it's always working. For those that eat 5-6 times a day, you've always feel some type of burn here. I actually don't like the burn now. We fast a good portion of the day. I haven't eaten. Nope. We had some tea this morning. And you know, because I'm fasted, I'm like, I feel great still. I'm charged up with you guys, right? I'm not depleted. It's 7:39 here, and I'm still gonna run to the gym and put me 30-40 minutes in real quick. That's exactly about to happen. And I wouldn't feel accomplished if I didn't do that with all the stuff we've done today and not done. But I have to fast, and my organs start feeling better. My clarity's here. I'm not stressed out from a gut standpoint. I'm not on the toilet all day. So I up my fiber, protein, and fat, and my own meals. And as you can see, even early when I got back, I ate a little snack, and half of it was an avocado, which is a healthy fat. I ate eggs and smoked salmon, and none of that stuff requires a lot of energy to break it down because it is a highly dense resource that my body needs. Dogs can eat everything that I just claimed, just not the seed or not the shell. So fasting 101. They fed the mice every other day, which means the mice ate 4 times a week. In fact, when mice are starved for 48 hours before receiving a high dose of chemotherapy, and they did this with mice who were going through chemo, they are far more protected from harm. So what does that mean? Let's say the body's working, and then you do chemotherapy. It's like, man, we got to work on that too. It was able to manage the chemotherapy in a better way, which allowed the chemo to work more proficiently. Even more importantly, out of the 28 mice that had food withheld 48 hours prior to receiving the drugs, basically everybody lived. The other 27 mice not only regained weight they lost, but showed so one died, to be clear. No signs of other side effects. In a control group that was not starved, only 17 of 37 mice survived during the drug administration. And these startling results have been replicated many times. So our job, be it based on the facts, in Dr. Karen Becker's book, she says 1 in 3 dogs will get cancer. That's probably the one thing I'm always going to remember Jamarcus asked me. Of all the questions in the world, he said, so does that mean one of our dogs is going to get cancer? I'm never going to forget that. Of all the things this nigga said, it's that one question he has, and the next thing you know, Eagle's got cancer. But the dogs, you want to reduce the risk of cancer. You want to start them early, 6 to 25 weeks, building their gut microbiome. I fast once a day or once a week, even as early as, Maestro, get from over there, boy. Even as early as this stage. And mind you, he ate a good meal yesterday. I mean, he had a great meal yesterday. And I don't want him overweight. I don't want him stressing his joints. So even today I go, man, a little sunk here, but it's still dense. And I could give him, I'm gonna feed him today, but then he won't get to eat tomorrow because he's been eating every day this week. And I go, I unthaw some food, he gotta eat. He got to eat. But if fasting doesn't make sense, 48 hours, no longer than 48 hours ever, rule number 1. 2, how soon can you fast? I would, and I have done it as early as 8 weeks old, once a day. When we get to that 8-9 month range, definitely at 9 months, I'll up it to twice a week. And once we get over 16 months, going into 2 years roughly, it's every other day. So the dogs eat 4 times a week, but we're talking, you see what our dogs eat, super nutrient dense meals. And by that time I've played with their body weight and their diet and their structure and their muscle and all that stuff over and over again. So how important is fasting? I think it's important for all of us. How often should you fast? I just gave you the rules on that. What are the benefits of fasting? Your body will replenish, restore, and protect itself at a higher level. You will boost your immunity when fasting. Hopefully that answers some of the questions. If you have more, just message me, but only on Patreon. Guys, until next time.